Mr. CHALL, your Doncaster Rovers fan for football content, and welcome to a potentially very exciting DRFC Daily Reports, bringing you the latest news, transfer activity and rumours from the great Doncaster Rovers Football Club. Now, in today's video is very, very exciting because we've got a transfer special. So we've got loads of stories about different rumoured signings. We've got rumoured signings aplenty in and out, and we're going to be sharing with you all of those stories in this video. So we are potentially going to be signing a Premier League player. We're also receiving bids for Ben Whiteman, and is one of our former loanees coming back because he's not going to Hull. Now, before we get started, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. And for now, let's get straight into this because I'm really excited to tell you guys what's going on. So let's start with the ins. Now, we're going to start with a report from Football League World, and this is on the potentially reported signing of Josh Sims from Southampton in the Premier League. So according to this article from the Football League World and tweeted by Mike McGrath, who I believe does punditry on Sunday supplements for Sky Sports, he has tweeted that Southampton midfielder Josh Sims is heading to Doncaster on loan. Now, this is also reported, and of course he is from the Daily Telegraph as well, so that it was reported on the Daily Telegraph, Mike McGrath, and then it was also on Twitter as well. Now, Sims has struggled for consistent game time with Southampton over the years and had a number of spells out on loan in search for regular minutes. He was loaned out for the 18-19 season to Championship Reading, making 18 appearances but failing to score for the Royals. He moved to the MLS with New York Red Bulls last season on loan, making 10 appearances for them before returning to Southampton in the summer. But first-team opportunities are highly unlikely for Sims this season in Ralph Hasenhüttl's squad in the Premier League, which has seen him linked with a move away from St Mary's. Now, Doncaster are currently sat 11th in the League One table, and they're hoping for a serious challenge for promotion in the Championship under the management of Darren Moore. Now, of course, you guys will know that we've got that game in hand, however, so if we win against Portsmouth and all the teams around us lose and then we win that game in hand, we are right back in the top 2 hunt. Now, Doncaster are in action this weekend, taking on Portsmouth will be a tough test for Moore's side at Fratton Park. However, could Josh Sims be a Rovers player before the weekend? So there we go, that is the story on Josh Sims from Mike McGrath, who of course is from the Daily Telegraph, and of course he presents Sunday supplements on Sky Sports, I believe. But the article from Football League World stating about Josh Sims joining on a season-long loan. Now, you know what? I wouldn't be against this move. We've got a right back in Charlie Seaman. He's coming next season. Or we can recall him at any time, and what he's done for Maidstone so far, I've got to say, Charlie is an absolute gem. So I think we've packed a good player there. The holding midfield position, that's something we are going to have to sort out. However, I always said, and I said this, we needed more out-and-out wingers. We need at least 1 or 2 potentially out-and-out wingers, because apart from Lakilo, Tulloch and Coppinger, and potentially Williams on the right wing as well, who else is going to play there? We've only got 1 right back, and Halliday isn't a right winger as well. You know, that kind of position on the right is where sort of Matty Blair would have filled in at either end of the right side of the pitch, shall we say, from the back or the front or the middle. So, you know, Josh Sims is going to fill quite a role there, and I think when Tulloch comes back from injury, Lakilo comes back from injury, I believe Tulloch and James are in training, and I think John Jules has picked up a knock in the training with the England squad, the under-20 England squad. So it will be interesting to see if Tulloch plays up front, and then if Josh Sims comes in before the weekend, if we can get him signed into the squad before the end of Friday, then maybe we could potentially see a debut on Saturday. Now, I wouldn't be against this signing, to be perfectly honest, because it's Premier League proven. He might not have made appearances in the Premier League, but he's had some time out on loan. But he's trained with a Premier League squad. He's trained with that squad. He's been spending this he hasn't been selected for any games and stuff like that. He's playing for the Southampton B team, but he's been training and working under Ralph Hasenhüttl. I think he could be perfect for the wing. I think he's absolutely perfect. When you've got Taylor on one side, and you got Josh Sims on the other, and then you have backups like Lakilo and Tulloch if he's not playing up front. I tell you what, that's a dangerous squad. That's a really dangerous squad. So I would not be against signing Josh Sims. I really wouldn't be against it. I know some people will say, well, he's not really done anything in the Premier League, so we can't really judge, how he's done. Reading, he was 50-50, didn't get any goals, but was 50-50 at Reading. Again, New York Red Bulls, 50-50. But I've got confidence in him. Every single signing we've made, I've got confidence in. And I've not been not confident at all about any of the signings this year. So there's no reason why we can't not be confident about this signing. Even though he's not playing in the Premier League, he's from a Premier League team. And it's another Premier League loanee. So I think that's the way we're going at the minute. And I think, you know what, it's a strategy that's worked. So I would say keep at it. So Josh Sims is set to be coming in apparently, and of course when he does come in I will make a transfer analysis video welcoming him into the club. But someone else is rumoured to be coming in, not exactly rumoured for Doncaster entirely, but someone who's not going into another club that he was loaned out before, but he could be offloaded by Liverpool, and that is of course our good old friend Herbie Kane. So, according to the 72.co.uk, Liverpool could be loaning out Herbie Kane before the transfer deadline tomorrow, reported by Goal. Now, the Reds are open to letting him leave on a temporary basis again. Kane, who's 21, has previously spent time away from Anfield at Doncaster and Hull. The midfielder has had his injury problems of late and would benefit from getting from regular first-team football elsewhere. Now, he spent the 2018-2019 season on loan at Rovers under the Yorkshires, helping the Yorkshire side get into League One playoffs under Grant McCann, scoring 7 goals in 49 games in all competitions. Then reunited with McCann at Hull in January and played 9 games, chipping in with 2 free kick goals in the Championship, the year, of course, the previous year when they got relegated from the Championship. So, Kane won't be moving back to the KCOM Stadium before tomorrow's 5 o'clock deadline. Hull are believed to be finishing their recruitment and have already brought in 3 centre midfielders this summer. The ex-England under-17 international could be attracting elsewhere interest from the Football League over the next 24 hours. Now, of course, if you want a bit more knowledge on Herbie Kane, he started his career at local side Bristol City before switching to Liverpool at the age of 15. He's since made 2 senior appearances for current European champions, both of which came in League Cup games against MK Dons and Everton. He is now poised for a third loan move away from Merseyside, and the article reads it'll be interesting to see where he'll end up. So there we go. That is a story about Herbie Kane. Now, it looks like Liverpool are going to offload him, and I know that Rovers fans will want to get this guy back. I know that no matter how, if it's true, if it's untrue, they don't care. They just want Herbie Kane back. And I think he would provide the perfect competition for Ben Whiteman and Magic Gomez. And Taylor Richards even. I think that in terms of the midfield, the holding and the attack, there's definitely competition. And Gomez is a playmaker. He's a holding midfielder, but he's not really a holding midfielder, but he can play that position well. But he's also a playmaking midfielder. So he could play where Richards is if Richards starts to go out of form. So Herbie Kane could take over any of those positions. Ben Whiteman's pretty much got his place sorted. He's club captain, and I'll speak about Ben Whiteman in a little bit. But in terms of Richards and Gomez, either one of them makes mistakes on a consistent basis. They're out, and Herbie Kane's in. So, I think that if we can get both a holding midfielder and Josh Sims on loan, I think not only will be a fantastic end to the window, but also we've really got a good sense here of, bringing in players. I'm pretty sure that Sims, and if we sign Sims and Kane, or Sims and Robbie Gotts from Leeds United, they're both going to debut against Portsmouth. No doubt about it, they're both going to debut against Portsmouth. That's why I'm not releasing my match preview for the Portsmouth game until after the 5 o'clock deadline. Because I'm not going to record it, not even release it. I'm not going to record it until after the 5 o'clock deadline for the transfer window. Because I am going to be watching very, very closely to see if we do any business on deadline day tomorrow. So, it's going to be an interesting watch. And you know what? I would love Herbie Kane back at this club on a loan basis. If Liverpool decide to offload him permanently next year, welcome back. But no, I think this is going to be a really good time if Herbie Kane comes back to Rovers. Obviously, there is attracting interest from the rest of the Football League. So, it'll be interesting to see where he goes. We are looking at a holding midfielder. Could we join 2 and 2 together and make this signing happen? and we will have to see, won't we? So it's going to be an interesting watch, but that's in terms of ins. But now to end today's episode, we're going to look at outs, because Ben Whiteman's a bid for Ben Whiteman has been rejected once again. So we have an article again from the 72, and this story comes again from Mike McGrath on Twitter. Now, below the tweet about Josh Sims heading to Doncaster on loan, Doncaster's Ben Whiteman is subject to a bid from Barnsley, but no agreement yet between clubs. So, over the course of the transfer window, Ben Whiteman has been heavily linked with a move to the Championship, with Barnsley said to have rejected a bid earlier this summer, as reported here on the 72. Now, a fresh interest has emerged on the Tykes' interest in Whiteman. As per Mike McGrath of The Telegraph, Barnsley have made a bid to try and bring Whiteman to Oakwell before the domestic window slams shut on Friday. He adds that there is no agreement yet over a fee, so it'll be interesting to see how the story develops. Now, since joining Rovers in the loan in summer of 2017, Whiteman has established himself as one of the club's key members. The club captain has played for 142 games across all competitions in the club, starring in the midfield. Along the way, Whiteman has found the back of the net 17 times and laid on 10 assists of his teammates. Darren Moore said earlier in the window that the club has not yet received bids anything tempting enough in terms of bids for Whiteman, so it'll be interesting to see if Barnsley can convince the League One side to sell Whiteman before Friday's deadline. Do you think Whiteman will still be a Doncaster Rovers player? Make sure you let me know in the comments down below, guys, if you do think that Whiteman will stay or go. And according to the 72 poll, 60% of people out of 263 votes, 60% say he will go, and 40% of fans think he's going to stay. So there we go, the final story of today from Ben Whiteman. Now, I think the message from Rovers fans is very, very clear. No agreement, no sale. Done. End of. In terms of captaincy, I think if Whiteman does go in the end of the window, I think that the captaincy will be going to Tom Anderson, because he's the vice-captain. And I think Coppinger will be the vice-captain from Anderson's captaincy. And then obviously when Coppinger retires, probably at the end of this season, if he is going to retire at the end of this season, I think that the vice-captaincy will go to probably, Reece James or Joe Wright even, so you have two centre-backs as captain and vice-captain. So you'll have two leaders in the back line. So I think that the captaincy won't be an issue if Whiteman does go. It's all about the bids that Barnsley put in. And I said this in a video. I said this in the video where I spoke about Struber's comments about Whiteman. And the Rovers fans felt exactly the same. Basically, they didn't get the man. They're spitting the dummy out, and now they're going to... This is like the aftermath of the argument. This is like, if you have an argument with your partner, and you try and sweet talk your way back in, like, hey, love you. You know what I mean? And it's just like that. It's just like, well, we didn't get Whiteman, so we're going to spit our dummy out and say this, this, and this. He's not ready. He's not good enough. And then a few weeks later, Ben, you know that stuff we said about you earlier? Struber's gone now. He's gone to New York. Just ignore that. Come over. We'll put some bids in. And it's pretty much like trying to resolve an argument with your partner. It's not going to... If the partner's, strong in the mind, it's not going to work. The partner is just going to sit there and say, nope, you said all this stuff to me. I'm having a divorce. And that's what it's going to be like. This is literally what the situation's going to be like. We're literally getting a divorce. Well, Ben Whiteman and the bids are going to get a divorce from Barnsley. That is what's happening right now. I don't expect Ben Whiteman to move. He will be a Doncaster Rovers player before Saturday. And, I think the deadline will pass and Whiteman will stay. I don't think we're going to sell anyone. I don't think we're going to even loan out anyone, even if the right offers come in. I don't think we're going to see any more outs in this club. I think it's only going to be ins. It's going to be Josh Sims, which is very likely to happen now. And if it's not already happened... And it'll be either Herbie Kane or Robbie Gotts on a season-long loan as well. So we're going to see 2 season-long loans. And you know what? Whiteman, like I said earlier, he started out as a season-long loan, or a loan deal from Sheffield United back in 2017. So he started out as a loan deal, and now he's grown to be the club captain on a permanent transfer. So the loan process works. The loan process, no matter who's in charge, it does work. So we've got to look at that as a basis. So... it'll be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting to see what happens on deadline day. So, thank you very much for watching this episode of the DRFC Daily Reports. I think I'm still going to have to upload a review of the England-Denmark match. Be prepared for some strong words. So I'm going to release that this afternoon as well. And then tomorrow, it will be transfer deadline day. So any news comes in during deadline day, I will release some videos. And then it'll be after 5 o'clock that you're going to hear the match preview from the Portsmouth match. So very exciting stuff. Cannot wait to do that video tomorrow and speak about deadline day as well. Summarise our club's transfer business, what we've done, who we've let go, was it right, was it wrong, and things like that. So very exciting stuff there. Thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and for now, I am the CHALL, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel. For now, goodbye.